Hello there. Welcome to my show, COVID-19 update by Heerak for January 14, 2021. Um, it's Thursday, and yeah, it's pretty bad in America right now with COVID-19. But hey, don't let that depress you, Life is too short to be depressed. I mean, the maximum you're going to live is like 100 years. I mean, maybe 120 years, but geez, not much more than that. Um, yeah, if you are happy dressing your animal up like a dog up, dress your animal. Uh, my sister has all these cool clothing for Stewie, our family dog in Delaware, and she dresses him up, and it's like, geez. I mean, it's cute. Stewie looks cute, and he looks like he's smiling. I don't know if dogs smile, but the dog in the photograph there looks like he's smiling too, right? I don't know. Do dogs smile? Do dogs cry? I don't know. But yeah, humans cry, humans smile. You can see the smile. When Nadine visited me, Nadine Luhmann, she visited me from Hamburg, Germany. Um, we had a nice time, as you can see from the photo. Nadine flew all the way from Germany to Los Angeles, where I was at that time, and visited me, and we had a lot of fun just doing a lot of different things together. Um, but yeah, I told you the story of how we met. I met Nadine selling flowers in a flower shop. Um, so I call her like the flower girl. It's like, you don't remember My Fair Lady? My Fair Lady had a flower girl too, but she wasn't like that. I mean, she's really cool, and she's um, you know, I am what you see. She is what she sees, and yeah, she's cool. She loved me enough to come over to America. I met her when she was like 18. She just like graduated from high school and didn't go to college. Started selling flowers. Hey, if it makes her happy, more power to her. Life is too short. Going to colleges and everything, it takes like 4 years out of your life. you know. But for many people, it's a waste of time. Bill Gates did not go to college for 4 years. You know what I mean? College can be a waste of time. But if you like going to college, go to college. No, you're not a slave. Do what you want. But anyway, Nadine did not want to go to college, so she just like sold flowers after graduating from high school, and that made her happy. Being surrounded by odoriferous flowers, sweet smelling flowers. It could cheer you up. Um, so I met her, selling flowers, and we hit it off. And eventually, she flew over to visit me in Los Angeles. So I had a studio apartment at that time. Rent is Apartments are really expensive in Los Angeles, so I had a studio apartment. So I put her up for like like 3 weeks or a month. Studio apartment. Uh, I mean, like Germans, they have like a 6 week vacation. I think it's like 6 weeks or 8 weeks in the summer. So yeah, she came for like a whole month, which is great because I mean, yeah, I enjoy spending time with Nadine. Um, Yeah, we went to Chinese theater in Hollywood, as you can see in the photo. Above that photo, I went to Venice Beach with her. We had a lot of fun time in Venice Beach. And also, I went to Universal Studios with her. I flew next to that. And then I went to the Los Angeles garment district. They have like, yeah, blocks and blocks and blocks of like wholesale garment people. It's like a garment district. And I thought she liked that. Um, and I took her to, where was that? I think one of the gardens, I think, where, she's kneeling. And next to that is Chinatown in Los Angeles. So we had like some good Chinese food there. Yeah, Nadine's great. I like Nadine. So I guess when she visited me, she was like 19, maybe 20. I don't know. But yeah, I mean it's I mean if you're over 18, you're an adult. I mean I'm not gonna treat you like a little kid. If you're 18, you're an adult. You can do whatever you want. You can marry whoever you want. You don't need anybody's permission to get married. At 18, you're an adult. You're fully emancipated. I mean, you're an adult. You do what you want. You marry whoever you want. Obviously you got to bear responsibility like an adult, but I'm not going to treat you like a little kid if you're 18. I mean, some people like to treat people like little kids forever. It's ridiculous. Um, Yeah, you hit 18, you're an adult. You make your decisions. You marry who you want. You don't need anyone's permission. There is no place in the Bible that says you have to get parents' permission after 18 to get married. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not a Christian thing. You don't need anybody's permission to get married after 18. In fact, the Bible says men should, like, you should leave your husband. I mean, not leave your husband, leave your father's house and marry a woman. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, I mean, it's you do your own thing. You marry who you want. Because at the end of the day, most people are going to outlive their parents. You have your whole life that you have to live with whoever you marry. You should marry who you want. Um, there's no age limit. You don't have to wait till like 20, 30 years to get married. I mean, by that time, your eggs are all shriveled up. You know, I mean, you have problem getting pregnant at the age of 30. If you've never been pregnant before, you have problem getting pregnant. For the first time after 30. Yeah, I mean, your eggs are like 30 years old. So yeah, so you gotta do what you want. You fall in love. I mean, if you fall in love with somebody in your high school, you fall in love at 16, you date 2 years at 18, get married. Why not? Life is too short to throw love away like that. Um, yeah, if you feel like you're truly in love at the age of 16, why not? Get married with your high school sweetheart. Why not? Um, it only gets worse. It's not gonna get better. Um, yeah, I mean, your first love is your true love, really, for most people. You lose that, you lost true love for the rest of your life. You know, Anybody you settle down with or marry, you're compromising, on true love. First love is generally the first true love. Yeah. Um, we have 4,118 people have died in the last 24 hours. I mean, do you have time to muck around? I mean, really, you may die. Um, I mean, look at this: 4,118 people died. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's bad. I mean, one of the persons that I heard about. Yeah, I'm hearing of people who get vaccine and they get sick. You know, you hear about these people like all over the place. People are getting sick even after getting vaccine. People are, I mean, this is happening probably all over America where people get vaccine and they get sick. Um, I mean, it's not happening to everybody, but it's happening to some people. You know, yeah, it's a difficult time that we live in America right now. Um, there's high chance you're gonna die. Life is too short to throw away your love. I mean, your love from your high school. I mean, geez, Romeo and Juliet. We raised them up as paragon of love, true love, right? But Romeo and Juliet were 13 years old. Both of them were like 13 years old when they fell in love with each other. Um, and in the Jewish tradition, you have bar mitzvah. It's like at 13, right? Um, yeah, I mean, biologically, because you can get pregnant at 13, and you can impregnate a woman at 13, many cultures consider 13-year-olds as adults because they're biologically able to do adult things like getting a person pregnant. In America, we have a fictive law that arbitrarily makes 18-year-olds adults. I mean, that's like 5 years removed from 13. The Jewish tradition is 13, right? Um, Romeo and Juliet is like 13. Gandhi married his wife at age 13. Both of them were 13. Um, I mean, fine. 18 is fine. If we as a society want to say 18-year-olds are adults, fine. But, don't treat 18-year-olds like little kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's ridiculous. They're adults. Treat them like adults. So, yeah, if you want to get married at 18, I said go marry at 18. If you're amazingly attractive, like Bo Derek, and you're 18 and you want to marry me, thank God, praise the Lord in heaven. I love to marry you. Obviously you have to be a Christian, but yeah, um, yeah. I mean, there's no law that says you cannot marry 18-year-olds. Um, yeah. I mean, if you're in love, love is love, right? Um, Especially when COVID-19 is killing 4,118 people per day. You don't have time to waste, really. You don't know when you're going to die. You don't know when your parents are going to die. Yeah, I mean, you just don't know. You don't know when your brothers and sisters are going to die. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, so you should focus on getting married. I mean, taste a little piece of heaven on earth, you know, through marriage and having children. I mean, why would you want to miss out on that? So, like in the age of COVID-19, I'd recommend everybody who's 18, if you're truly in love, to get married. Yeah, and don't wait around. You can always do college degree online. I mean, you don't have to go physically to a college campus to get a bachelor's degree. And if you're in love with someone, truly in love, I mean, yeah, marry her, and then do whatever you need to do around your marriage. Prioritize that. Um, 388,461 people have died in America from COVID-19. 23,308, 23,308,712 people have got infected. So it's still less than 10% of America got infected with COVID. Um, but I mean, America is still number one for COVID death and COVID cases. So that's something we need to keep in mind. Um, when we look at Asia, I mean, by contrast, you see like the tragedy of America. In Asia, number one country for COVID-19 is India. Um, and they have 10,512,093 cases, and their death rate is at 203,580. Jeez, it's kind of going up there. Yeah. Um, and then, yeah, so don't look at India as an example, but look at Indonesia. Yeah, Indonesia's numbers are getting up there too. Jeez. Indonesia has 869,600 cases, 25,248 deaths. Bangladesh has 723 cases, 7,849 have died. Pakistan is number four with 511,921 cases, 10,818 people have died. Philippines has 494,605 cases and 9,739 deaths. So, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Yeah, but you know, things may get bad in Asia too. Look at this new COVID mutant in Japan. You know, who knows what's going to happen with these mutants? So first article says Japan has found a new COVID variant. Here's how it compares to virus strains in the UK, South Africa. These are two different strands from one from UK, one from South Africa. So Japan's National Institute of Infectious Diseases on Sunday said it had detected a new variant of coronavirus in 4 travelers arriving from Brazil. So maybe the COVID is from Brazil, mutant is from Brazil, right? The newly discovered mutant strain of COVID-19 was found to share some of the mutations in common with those of concern for increased infectivity, though Institute said, referring to highly infectious variants recently discovered in the UK and South Africa. However, at this time, any information about the new variant is limited to its generic makeup. The NIID said the institute added it. The institute added it is difficult to immediately determine how infectious the new strain is and effectiveness of vaccine against it. Additional people can get infected. So they don't know if the new strain that was discovered in Japan, big in Japan, yeah, they don't know. They don't know whether vaccine can block it out or not. Yeah, they don't know a lot of things. Yeah, COVID is completely new, right? It's like what, not about a year old. So scientists don't know much about it. Second article, shirking public opinion and COVID surge, Japan's leaders insist Olympic definitely on. Kamikaze, man. Jeez, kamikaze. A suicide mission. Japan's leaders maintained a united front on Tuesday on the face of resurgent coronavirus infections and an expanding state of emergency, vowing the Tokyo 2020 Olympics would kick off as planned on July 23rd. Good luck with that, Japan. And we're going to have millions of Americans dying, Europeans dying, Asians dying. Come hell or high water, yeah, that's going to be COVID-19 hell. That's true. Yeah, it's sad. With your support, we will emerge from the tunnel of darkness. Yeah, kind of poetic. Mori exhorted his 3,500 strong staff in an online new year. Huh. Okay. Article 3, Japan says it's working to isolate, analyze new coronavirus variants. Japan announced the detection of a new variant on Sunday, but officials have been at pains to emphasize um, those pains to emphasize there is no evidence yet that it is any more transmissible or dangerous than others. Um, in order to further analyze the variant, we need to isolate it first. A health ministry official said, told AFP, the variant was found in 2 adults and 2 children who arrived in Japan on January 2nd from Brazil. Yeah, adults and children can get this. Whole family can get it. And all mutations make the disease even more transmissible. And the second strain in COVID second strain in South Africa has raised the concerns whether a vaccine-resistant version could eventually develop. Of course, it's going to develop. I mean, geez, it's definitely going to develop. I mean, it's predictable. Obviously, I don't want that to develop, but this is a killer virus. So of course, it's going to evolve and become stronger and stronger. So we need to prepare ourselves, and so we need to utilize the system that we have, right? Yeah. Obviously, self-isolate whenever possible, stay home whenever possible. These are ways that we reduce COVID-19 death for you and your family, right? So yeah, I hope that you don't miss out on life-saving measures. Yeah. So I'm glad that you tuned in. I worked 12-hour shift today, and I worked 12-hour shift yesterday, so 2 days in a row. So yeah, saving a lot of people's lives. That's what I do as a registered nurse. So yeah, maybe I'll share a little bit more about that another time. But yeah, I enjoy being a nurse. I'm a nurse at Virginia Hospital Center. So if you come to Virginia Hospital Center, it's possible that you will have me as your nurse. you know, I do direct admissions to the emergency department. So if you come to the emergency department, I may admit you to the hospital unit. So yeah, so come to Virginia Hospital Center. You will see how great I am as a nurse. Providing excellent nursing care. Yeah, so you don't want to miss out on that. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully you don't get sick. Obviously, I don't want you to get sick, but if you are sick, come to Virginia Hospital Center. And maybe you will have me as your nurse. Um, yeah, but anyway, yeah, I mean, Japan. Let's monitor Japan. Let's see what its COVID mutant is going to do. Um, if it started from Brazil, it's probably spreading like wildfire in Brazil. And from Brazil, it could fly over to America, it could fly over to other countries. So it's something that you should be concerned about. I'll bring you more updates and helpful information tomorrow. It's a daily show. So tune in tomorrow, and then you can be enlightened. So yeah. So I guess I'll bid you adieu for now. Um, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Um, yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye.